No? Come on, okay. We'll call the agricultural meeting to order. And the first thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Mr. Fraz, would you like to, what?
Roll call.
Oh, you don't have roll call. I read, you see this? They just print the same thing up there. Okay, roll call.
Brown,
Brown here.
Braz, Copey, Leonard,
Leonard here.
Sanchez,
Sanchez present.
Allen,
Alan,
Kenyon,
here.
Pirog.
Now we can do the approval of the minutes. Mr. Fraz, do you want to move them?
Yes, I do.
Would
I'll
you,
second them. Leonard.
Leonard seconds? No discussion, we'll vote, okay? Oh my gosh, the celebrity guest.
Secret spot. Oh, look how beautiful. My secret spot has been blocked
Okay, we'll do the, we'll vote on the minutes.
so that I had to park in a legal spot. Very disconcerting.
Farm bingo.
Brown,
Brown, yes.
Braz,
Raz, yes.
Leonard, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Allen,
Alan, I.
Kenyon,
Yes, they're approved. We see no public comment. Stephen, are you ready? Farm Bureau?
I'm ready if Mr. Peters is ready.
Oh, you're gonna do that?
We'll do a little video.
All right.
Whichever you play.
Where'd you get the farm bingo thing?
You said that you had a grandchild, I think, who liked this kind of thing.
Oh, she likes things like that.
And one of these will be a prize for a future meeting.
Are you gonna go up and clean your box out? Your box, your mailbox. Oh, look at this.
Hello? Hello? Whose lounge blizzard music is that?
Davis, what you wanna know?
Whose music is that?
Music?
But, yeah,
Background music.
you hear the music? Claire,
Thought
you hear
they
the
could have
music?
picked better music.
Claire?
Or Mavis.
So I just downloaded these two videos this morning and I'm gonna ask Blair to queue up the second. I didn't know which order we'd play them in because I couldn't even remember the titles I gave to them. But the first one that you saw was aerial view of what we call the Illinois Prairie Pollinator Rain Garden that we installed at the King County Farm Bureau with the help of 170 volunteers on September 1st and 2nd. Pretty cool project, and InCap is the contractor from DeKalb that helped us with the installation. The president of InCap, Jonathan Kepke, who formerly was a resource conservationist with the Keene DuPage Soil and Water Conservation District, also recorded a video walkthrough of the garden that explains a little bit more about the concept and the functions of the garden. So if I have Blair cue that up, this video resides on our website.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jonathan Kepke, president at NCAP. And today we are on a pretty cool project that I wanted to show you guys a little bit about. We're at the King County Farm Bureau in St. Charles, Illinois. And their executive director, Steve Arnold, contacted me. And he had a concept plan, and that was to build a pollinator and rain garden demonstration project in the shape of the state of Illinois. And so that is exactly what we did. So we're at the furthest south part of the state. So this is our overflow for our rain garden. This rain garden and pollinator project drains about 1.5 acres. So we did our runoff calculations and sized everything appropriately. All of the major river channels and valleys in Illinois are outlined in our river rock here. This is our rain garden section, which is actually a lower or depressed area, so the rainwater is going to come off of the parking lot and it's going to drain down into our river channel and spill into our rain garden. This area is going to eventually flood and then infiltrate into the soil, and all these native plants that are beautiful here, these iris, spiderwort, lobelia, baptisia, New England aster, all kinds of stuff. So it's going to fill up and then spill out here into our ditch line, which then eventually drains to our storm sewer back there. So the idea is we're going to catch a whole bunch of runoff and rainwater in here, and that's going to feed these beautiful pollinator plants that we have. These are all native species to Illinois. We're standing here at the confluence of the Illinois River and the Mississippi River. We're doing a little ground prep behind us here. So we're going to go up our main channel, which is the Illinois River. We have a little overflow weir here where the water is going to come and spill out into our rain garden area. Those areas of pavers down there represent the Kaskaskia River, the Wabash River on the east and southern side of the state. And then we're looking back here at the confluence of the Illinois and Mississippi. So as we move into our upland area, these are upland plants, geranium, we've got some allium in here, we've got some butterfly weed, got some little blue stem, got all kinds of stuff in here. Beautiful flowering plants, great for pollinator habitat. Some coneflower, some marsh milkweed, and again, here's some little blue stem. Here we're standing at the confluence of the rivers here. This is where the Calumet River leads to Lake Michigan. We have the Kankakee that eventually joins the Illinois at the Fox River here. So we're heading up our Fox River channel. This is actually where the majority of the stormwater is going to go. So what we did is we kind of graded this so that the water is going to drain down off of our parking lot, kind of pool into here. And our first overflow is into the Fox. We also have a spillway into Lake Michigan. Over here, got the Rock River, and then back to over a little berm here to direct the water in. And the excess runoff can go through the Mississippi. So how about that? Pollinator, rain garden combination for the Illinois Farm Bureau, King County Farm Bureau, excuse me. here in St. Charles, Illinois. One beautiful project completed in 1 week. And also about 75 volunteers. So an awesome community project. Ages 3 months to 86 here. Pretty awesome. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Okay, so the second video that we watched is on our website at www.canecfb.com. We'll be putting the first video from NCAP up, also the one with the aerial views. Jonathan said there in that first or second video that we just watched, about 75 volunteers, and that was at the conclusion of day 2 of the public planting. We actually had 171 volunteers who signed in over the 2 days to help us plant the rain garden, and a lot of members of the community. But my hat is off to Rob Linke, who's just a workhorse, just unbelievably hard worker. So that's kind of an update on where we stand with that project. We got about $30,000 in grants from the Illinois Farm Bureau, the King County Farm Bureau Foundation, and ComEd through Open Lands, a ComEd Green Region grant. And those grants just about paid all of the cost of the construction and the materials. We also had some very generous contributions from Midwest Ground Covers and Midwest Trading to help make that project possible. On Thursday, October 13th, we are doing our last drive-through barbecue fundraiser of the season for the King County Farm Bureau Foundation. We're going to dedicate the pollinator garden as well as a windmill that we put on site, a lending library, a number of trees that we put to honor volunteer leaders, including Mr. Kenyon and 8 others, 6 of whom have served on the Illinois Farm Bureau board in the past 100 years. And at the conclusion of that, we're going to give away a 1971 Chevy pickup truck in a vintage truck raffle for our foundation. So you're all invited. That we hope to make that into a public event, a drive-through barbecue that's a public event. So we're hoping some people will park next door and join us on the lawn for some ribbon cuttings and some recognition of volunteers that help make some of these projects possible. And that concludes my report.
What was the date on that?
The garden was, the barbecue is Thursday, October 13.
What time will we draw the truck?
We will draw the truck at 7 p.m. We will have the barbecue set up from 3 to 7 on the parking lot. And again, folks are invited to bring a lawn chair and eat their pork chops on the lawn. We have a limited number of picnic tables and a limited number of space available in tents and tables and chairs, but we're asking people to bring lawn chairs if they'd like to be a part of that. And given how short the days are becoming, we're probably going to be drawing a ticket in the dark. But that's all right. The winner will still be happy.
What time do you think you'll be doing the recognition?
Our plan is to do the recognition about 6:30.
Okay.
Any other, Jared?
The videos that you showed, are they anywhere that have like shareable links? Because I would like to share those if possible.
I do not know.
Okay. Yeah, because I looked on your webpage and it wasn't like a YouTube video that was embedded there, it seemed. So
No,
Yeah.
it was basically, so I'll have to ask my IT staff,
okay.
our huge organization. I'll have to ask my IT staff
Yeah.
whether or not that's possible. And both of the videos were shot by NCAP. So I'll also have to ask NCAP's permission, but they were shot as promotional videos for NCAP, so I don't think they'll have any
Okay.
concerns about sharing them.
Yeah, if you get that, let us know.
Okay, all
Thanks.
right. And we did, it's not professionally done,
I was gonna say they are shareable on Facebook.
They are
on their
shareable on
Facebook page.
Facebook.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And it is not professionally done, but I also put one up on our King County Farm Bureau Facebook channel during a rain event. And it really is interesting to be in the garden during a rain event because it works the way it was designed, which
The other night when it rained so hard, were you there then?
yes, I was. Yes, I was chasing things across the parking lot. You know, we have a little bit of work to do because given the fact that as Jonathan said, it was installed in a week. So he and I spent 3 days preparing the site along with Rob Linky and then 170 volunteers on day 4 and 5. And with that number of volunteers, things go really quickly. And especially things like getting the elevation in the river channels just right. So, you know, we've got some hand labor to do out there over the next year and a half to get it to function exactly the way that we'd like, but it is interesting to watch the water pool coming off the parking lot and as designed, it goes down the Fox River Channel first and then backfills into Lake Michigan and then runs over into the Rock. And the harder the rain gets, there will be water streaming into the top of the Mississippi in heavier storm events and going right down the Mississippi and probably eventually directly into the storm sewer because there's only so much capacity in the rain garden portion of the garden.
Any more questions? Thanks for that video.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool event to plan it and carry it out. Congratulations to you for the idea. Northern Illinois Food Bank, do we have anybody? Well, since they're not here, I'll tell you that there's a food summit at Northern Illinois Food Bank Saturday morning. I think can't remember the time though. And it's like a 3 hour something talking about
8:30 or 9. I could look it up.
I know our Elgin people are gonna be there. Is Mark Van Kerkhoff online?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good morning. I'm sorry I'm not with you in person. I'm still fighting a bad cold and a hacking cough. So I'm working remotely and I have a couple of things for you this morning. First one is the RISE Planning Grant. Back in earlier this year, the state of Illinois through the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity announced an application open for what they call RISE Planning Grant. That's using ARPA money that the state got to help economic recovery. This particular program, this is the planning grant stage for communities to demonstrate impacts from COVID-19 on their local economy and the need to do strategic planning to recover and for resiliency in the future. So we applied for those grants. We had a lot of support demonstrating our need from our health department and from Roger Fonstack with IT and other partners. And I'm happy to announce that we learned last week that we were awarded the maximum amount for a county, which is $150,000 for us to do that planning work. So we are very thrilled about that. We will be, once we execute the grant agreement with the state, we will be putting out an RFQ to get the services of a consultant to work with us through that process. This was announced at Jobs Committee, but we have it on your agenda here because obviously agriculture is a huge economic driver. And one of the outcomes of the strategic plan will be to identify strengths as well as opportunities and may indicate recommendations for specific sector studies such as agriculture or ag tech or food production or food processing, a number of those things that are strengths in the region that we may want to put more emphasis on here in Kane County. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, but it's just an announcement of good news.
What was the amount of that grant?
$150,000.
That's a lot. Good job. Good job for your office, Mark.
Oh,
Any
thank you. And
questions?
as I mentioned, we had a lot of good input from other departments and support, so we're very appreciative of that.
No questions? No, Debbie? Well, we stumped Debbie, no questions. So. All right, thank you. Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I can go right into the next item for the ordinance amendment if you like.
Matt was here and he said he was in some kind of a conference.
Yeah, Matt and Janice are both covering other bases with American Farmland Trust conference, getting more information to help our program. So that's why it's just me today.
Okay. If there are no other questions, we can move on to new business. We have an ordinance amendment given by Mark Van Kerkhoff's office.
Great,
Regarding what? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm when you're ready.
Regarding farm and local food tax amendments to the unincorporated areas of Kane County.
Sanchez moves.
Sanchez moves.
Leonard seconds.
Leonard seconds. We want to discuss this.
I would just say it's a Sanchez, I'd just say it's a good thing. Responding to the changing needs of the agriculture and local food industry. So anything we can do to help make it easier for them to sell their products, I'm all for it.
Mr. Van Kerkhoff's office has been good at keeping ahead of
Yeah.
the needs. We're ready to vote.
Thank you. I just want to acknowledge the work of our team, Tony Ferrugia, who did the research on it, and the combined work of our planning team working with the Growing for Cane program, Janet Sale and Matt Hansley, and then also getting great input from our zoning team, who fields a lot of the questions from property owners or potential buyers of farmsteads in the county. Keith Burkhout and Hera Amir. It was a combined effort to, really get at what things have been barriers and what things would be more helpful. And then also thank you to Steve Arnold and the Farm Bureau Board and everyone from the Farm Bureau has been involved long time in giving us input on our policies, but particularly for these latest tax amendments.
We're ready to vote.
Yes. Brown,
Brown, yes.
Bras,
Roz, yes.
Leonard,
Leonard, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Allen,
Allen, aye.
Kenyon,
Yes.
pass.
Okay, thank you. We'll move this along. Do I have anything from Jody Walnick?
I would just mention that at the Development Committee, Commissioner Brown had mentioned the quality of the agricultural field that was going to be converted to a solar field. I've spoken with Director Van Kerkhoff, and we will work together using the LISA information as well as Mark Armstrong's data and come back to this committee with some recommendations on that.
Brown speaking.
Yes.
Thank you, Jody, for doing that. I think that'll be good information to have in the future.
I believe DeKalb's got a solar ordinance that they were very afraid of large areas being solar panels.
Yeah.
Just depends on who's getting the money, right? Anyway, it's a good way of making money on the farm and it doesn't destroy the land. You can take the panels down. You can, you can't, it's easier than breaking up asphalt.
I look forward to what Jody and Mark, both Marks come up with.
Okay. We need a motion to, or a resolution to unanimously consent to put reports on file.
Allen?
Oh, let Alan makes that. Okay. Then no executive session. We have a great prize from the Kane County Farm Bureau. I'm Brown pays attention, so it's pretty tough for anybody else to get the prize. I would ask, how many volunteers participate in the rain garden?
Well, that's an easy one.
75,
171.
75.
Blair got
I heard Blair.
Yeah, Blair, I heard
Sir.
He said 171.
Gonna have to break the.
I was gonna say 170. So I don't
Mum.
know.
If Blair said one,
He got,
the Blair,
Okay, one more question, the same subject.
Blair got
How
it.
big is the town area?
Acre and a quarter,
What?
acre and a quarter.
Yeah.
Eh, there you
Is
go.
it? I thought it was.
Okay, so who gets the prize?
Blair,
What
he
was it?
jumped in
What's
on
We
it.
should give it to Debbie because this is her first meeting of the year.
What's the correct answer?
I'm good. That's okay.
Just a point of clarification, it drains about an acre and a half. The garden's about 3,500 square feet. I don't think that was in the video.
Yeah.
And you have some gourds there too? Do they go with it or do we just give them to?
I am not in charge.
Oh, my God.
I go for Blair.
Okay. We'll give the thing to Drew and the gourds will give them to Debbie.
If anyone should get it, it should probably be Mr. Caius because he actually went and dug this stuff up.
Oh, yeah? Well, he's not here. What about Farm Bingo? What's that?
You're, I brought these because, prizes are always welcome. And I thought someone might enjoy this as a prize.
Okay. Does anybody
Fine.
need a,
Do it today, or do you want to do it at a future meeting? It's up to you.
okay, future meeting.
Storm in the back,
Oh.
storm in the back room.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't every farm kind of playing bingo when you're running a farm?
Yeah. Okay, motion to adjourn?